Welcome to the Banter Blitz Podcast with your hosts, Jimmy, Pete, and Eric.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Banter Blitz Podcast. We are going into episode 3, baby. We're getting into reviewing what happened week 1, which a lot of us got screwed over quite a bit. Amon-Ra. And then we're going to get into some Petey's picks. We're going to get into reviewing week 2 and what you should be doing with your fantasy teams. So, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. I am sitting here with my boys, co-hosts, P-Boy Conway.
Hey.
And Eric Snyder.
Hey.
What up, what up? So how was everybody's week 1? How'd we do?
Pretty well. Fantasy-wise, pretty well. Betting could do a little better, but it was an exciting week for sure. A lot of surprises. I loved every minute of sitting there from 1 p.m. all the way to 11 watching football games.
Yeah, especially after the weekend we had. It was like
it was
one of the best Sundays ever because it was just like... What about you, Eric?
Yeah. I mean, I won 2 out of 3 of my leagues, but the one that I did lose, it was by like 1.5 points, so I'm a little discouraged about that. But I mean, I think that was common around. Amon-Ra and Kincaid let me down, but that's okay. It happens. I'm still not upset.
I got beat with a spoon this weekend, man. Between Burrow and Amon-Ra and freaking Patrick Mahomes. Who else? There's plenty. I just got spanked everywhere. It was a brutal... Amon-Ra was harsh.
What happened?
Don't know. I think it's an outlier, but that hurt. I got beat up this weekend pretty bad.
Jameson Williams season.
Jameson Williams is going to be a good 2 if he can keep it up, but Amon-Ra is still better. I think it was just an outlier week. We'll get into it.
Yep.
We're going to go through all the games, so hang tight, everybody. We're going to get there. But as always, first, let's get into some news.
Weekly news and injury report.
So, plenty of injuries week 1 to go around. We'll start with Jordan Love because that was one of the first big ones. Last play of the game, he rolls his ankle pretty bad. His knee pops. It's a weird angle. It looks terrible, but he got really lucky. He only has a sprained MCL. He's kind of week to week, probably 3 weeks at minimum. They are not putting him on a IR, so we're avoiding the 4-week window. So I think 3 weeks is what we're looking at most likely with that one. Other than that, David Njoku is week to week with an ankle injury. He also kind of dodged the bullet. Jake Ferguson, same deal. His looked worse, but he is like, he may play this weekend, but I got a feeling they're just going to sit him, let him get the rest. He'll be back the week after. Kenny Walker had some abdomen stuff happen, but right after the game, he said he was good, so I'm not really worried about him. Puka going to IR.
Oof.
That one hurts.
Cooper Kupp, all the way up.
Dude, I loved Cooper Kupp and where he was going in drafts.
Yep.
And now he is the steal of the draft. There's not a single value better than him.
We've been saying it preseason. We said,
yeah,
I just don't like Puka going early second and Cooper Kupp going mid-third. It didn't make sense to me.
Yep.
People were just riding the high of Puka when Kupp was injured. They're riding that high. And now it's apparent that Kupp's getting 15 plus targets a game now that Puka's out.
It was even before Puka went down, it was Kupp's game.
It was.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
And he was just like a bullet across. He was in motion every other play, and they just could not do anything about it. It didn't matter.
Yeah, people have short-term memory. They think, oh, Puka did better than Kupp at the end of the year last year. Let's get Puka. That's not how it works.
No,
So-
Cooper Kupp is still Cooper Kupp. He was
Love Kupp.
what was it, 1,500 yards the year before?
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, but when people look at Puka and look at how he did as a rookie and how he broke records, and they forget that Kupp has been on top for years.
Yeah.
Minus the injuries, he played as a top receiver. The only thing that I will say is that with 21 targets, only getting 14 catches is a little subpar. And he produced.
That just means they over-targeted him. It was working, so he would just throw the ball to him every single time. That's all that means.
I just thought he would be way more efficient with 21 targets. That's wild.
Wait, Kupp?
Yeah, that's a lot of targets.
It's a lot of targets. Come on.
You can't
only
complain
110
about a lot of
yards.
He looked good. He looked.
Of course, he looked
great.
Once Puka went out, they just quadruple covered him. So.
Of course. I think Cooper Kupp's going to be a top 3
also,
wide receiver while he's out. Top 3.
I'd love to know what the breakdown of that is, because maybe I don't know what he was, but if he was like 10 of 12 before Puka went out, and then the remainder there was a lot of misses after that, then they were just doubling him up. So it could be that.
That's fine.
But they moved him all over the place too, Cooper Kupp. I think he's going to be great. He's used as a bunch of motions. I think him and Jaden Reed were the top players in terms of motions this week.
Jaden Reed was fantastic.
But they're utilizing them on the field, and that's where a lot of the points are going to go, because they're going to mess up the coverages and stuff like that as well. I think Cooper Kupp's going to go to the moon with the next couple weeks.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens when Puka gets back.
Even after that, because Puka, I'm sure, is going to come back a little bit slow. He's not going to come out going nuts week 1. Yeah. He's back. It's going to take a minute.
Agreed.
So, but Kupp and Stafford still have that connection. It's ridiculous.
I'm sure we'll talk about it in the breakdown, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Couple shorties. Addison, ankle, still sore. He may or may not play week 2.
Jalen Naylor, if he's anywhere in deep leagues, pick him up.
That's a deep cut, man.
He's a deep threat. He's a speedster. I mean,
that might be something to look at. Look that up on Dynasty too. He might even be on your Dynasty waivers.
I have him on my team.
Do you?
Yeah, I think he's on my
Viking fan.
I'm a Viking fan, but I've seen his deep threat, and now that he got a touchdown last week, so he looks. I like it, and they're playing the 49ers this week.
Good luck.
I mean, it's better than rushing against them.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Keenan Allen has an ankle thing, but as per usual, Keenan is undisclosed with his injuries. This happens all the time with him. It's he's hurt, but we're not really going to tell you why, so we'll see how it goes. He's probably week to week. He'll probably play. Russ is missing week 2, so Fields will play. Again.
We don't know exactly yet, though. We don't know exactly. Is that confirmed?
It's pretty much confirmed. It's down to, unless something crazy happens, it's very much the plan for Tomlin. So
disgusting.
I can't.
Poor George Pickens.
Pickens is screwed.
Pickens.
With Russ, Pickens turns into a Tyler Lockett moonball deep threat. With Hurts,
not Hurts, Fields.
Oh, Fields. Bleh. This one's fun. This came out today. Deshaun Watson is facing another civil lawsuit. It was filed yesterday, Monday the 9th.
Yes. What was it, a massage?
Yeah, some shit. He will not be put on the exempt list. So we'll just see how that cookie crumbles. I don't know what else to say about this one. It's just here we go again with him. As far as the Dolphins running backs are beat up. HN was running like a demon, catching balls like a demon. Mostert, not so much, but both of them sat practice today, and we'll see. Jeff Wilson might be a good play this week.
I feel like the Dolphins always do this. I had both of them last year, and they were always questionable until Friday. So,
yeah,
we'll
No, I remember that with Mostert a lot last year. He might just pop up and be like, "No, I'm good. Let's go."
It's rest days or something. I don't know. I don't know what they do down there in Miami. It's freeze.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope our email from last week, Steve didn't start Mostert as well as A-Chain. Maybe started Lad McConkey. Hope he started Lad McConkey, like I said. I like Lad McConkey.
Well, now going forward, it's acceptable.
Pete.
Oh, now going forward, it's acceptable.
Yeah. All right. Juwan Jennings is also day-to-day with an ankle injury. If you watched, he got hip dropped pretty bad. He got wrapped up a little bit. He came back, he played, he seemed fine. So he's probably just sore. He'll probably play next week. And the more Ayuk gets back into the offense, the less he's going to really be relevant, especially for fantasy. Mm-hmm. So, but that's just something to monitor. But unless you guys got more, that is it for the news right now.
Yeah, that's all.
So we can get into reviewing these week 1 games.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Do we have to? I'm just kidding.
The Recap Blitz.
Okay. Thursday. Ravens Chiefs. Ravens lose 20-27. It's pretty. This is one of those Ravens games where, yeah, you lost, but you looked good doing it. You know, I didn't think the Ravens looked too bad. The Isaiah Likely thing, I don't know whether you should overreact to that or not. That was kind of scary because Mark Andrews was non-existent. Mark Andrews went 2 for 2 for 14. And that was it. You know, Isaiah Likely 9 for 12 for 111 and a touchdown.
Yep.
Isaiah Likely had 34% target share, the most in the whole team.
Yeah, it was
a lot.
Outside of Likely, nobody else really caught anything.
Say Flowers was all right. He got a modest 11 points.
6 for 37.
When he got the ball, he looked good. I mean, he got open, was, shifty. I liked the way he looked when he got the ball.
Well, here's the other issue, too, with the Ravens on this one. Lamar, and it's not an issue, but this is what happened, I think. Lamar threw 26 for 41, 273, and a touchdown. But he also rushed for 122 yards.
Yep.
Which is kind of nuts. I mean, it's Lamar, but I don't care who that is. That's crazy.
That's how it is with those rushing quarterbacks.
It takes a lot away from your receivers when you're doing that. And Likely's getting all the targets, and Derrick Henry sitting back there. He didn't do anything crazy either.
Nope.
But he still got that touchdown. He got 13 carries. So the volume went everywhere but the receivers in this game.
Except for Likely.
Chiefs side of the ball, Mahomes underperformed pretty significantly, I think. He went 20 for 28, 291 and a touchdown.
Yep.
He screwed a lot of people who took him early in your drafts.
We've seen this before, right? Mahomes puts up a good quarterback performance, but he doesn't need to put out lights out numbers because his team's that good. Yep. So we saw this coming. Everyone thought in this this group that Mahomes would have a good year, fantasy purposes. I don't think he should be drafted top 4.
He's definitely not top 2. The way it's been going, not top 2.
I still think he's a top receiver. Yeah, I mean this is week 1. This is week 1 we're talking about. Top quarterback. This is week 1 we're talking about. You know what I mean?
We saw it all last year too.
This is literally what happened last year.
It's the same exact thing. So it's not. Oh, it's week 1. No, it's pretty consistent, and he doesn't care.
We'll see. I think that Xavier Worthy, he got a rushing touchdown instead of that receiving touchdown. If that was a receiving instead of rushing, it could have boosted him up a ton. Those rushing TDs take away a lot. We'll see.
Well,
I still found him as a high quarterback.
If you want to talk about Worthy, I think we were just talking about it before we hit record today. Worthy, I think, is a good sell. Pete, you said that first. Because he was 100% touchdown dependent this week.
Yep.
Rashee Rice got 7 catches for 103 yards. Worthy went 2 for 3 for 47. He just wound up with 2 touchdowns. So if you can afford to, I would be selling Worthy as well because he really was touchdown dependent. If he didn't get those 2 touchdowns, he's worthless this week.
Sell him to a Kevin. A Kevin will buy him.
Find yourself a Kevin and sell him.
Yep.
Other than that, Pacheco 15 for 45 and a touchdown. He caught 2 catches. There were 2 passes for 33 yards. So that's a relatively solid outing. Again, though, it's kind of touchdown dependent. It wasn't anything crazy. If it wasn't for that touchdown, he's only got a combined 78 yards. Woohoo. You know?
Yeah.
Travis Kelce and Noah Gray were non-existent. I don't know what happened to Kelce. He went 3 for 4 for 34 yards.
He looked thin.
He just wasn't there.
Looked kind of
Yeah,
small.
he looks thin and slow.
It's not the playoffs. That's why.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's good. Don't get me. If that happens again, I'm going to quit. But, all right. Packers-Eagles Friday night game, which was kind of weird, but kind of awesome. Packers lose 29-34. This sucks because they look so good. Jordan Love looked great. And then that knee thing happens and game's over. You know, not much you can do. But before the injury, he was 17 of 34 for 260 and 2 touchdowns. He threw 1 interception, but he looked pretty damn good.
Very.
Yep.
I mean, the whole thing with the Packers and their receivers, I think, you know, we still don't exactly know who the wide receiver one is. I think it's still Jaden Reed, but, I mean, he was playing in the slot, and like I said last week, they give up a lot in the slot, Philly. But if you look at the target share, Jaden Reed and Dobbs were tied for the most target share, 20% each, and then Christian Watson 17%. With
Christian
Willis,
Watson was non-existent.
well, he got 10 points. He did better than Dobbs in terms of, you know,
He got a touchdown.
fantasy-wise. Yeah,
was it.
exactly. But touchdowns matter in fantasy football.
But the targets is what I'm worried about. Is he went 3 targets or 3 catches for 13 yards. That's terrible.
Yeah, but there was not
One
a lot
touchdown.
of targets, and there was not a lot of targets with the others either.
Well, yeah, but Jaden Reed went 4 for 138.
Yeah, but 3, 4 pulling
He was
hairs.
getting that deep ball.
Yeah, I like Jaden Reed this year, but at the same time, it's like with Malik Willis for however long he's going to start. Who's even going to start anybody? I'm not going to start anybody except for Jaden Reed, probably.
I don't
Because
even
of
know
his
if I'm
rushing.
doing that. Unless you are forced into it, I'm not touching the Packers till Jordan Love's back.
Yep.
Maybe Jacobs. Maybe.
No, I
'Cause-
touched Jaden Reed.
Jacobs was the bell cow. 16 carries, 84 yards, 2 for 20 receiving. He's averaging 5.2 a carry. Like, he looked good in that
He
game.
did. But like I said with like how we were talking about Kupp and how much they use him on the Rams, I think Reed is that for the Packers. The way that they move him all over the place to try to, you know, show the defenders different things, I think that's huge.
Yeah. I think Jaden Reed is the one in this offense.
Yeah. But I'm with Jimmy. I'm not touching a Packers receiver until Love is back. I don't trust Willis.
No.
He's horrible.
Haven't shown anything. And I
He's
don't
so
blame him
bad.
for his couple plays he had in there, but did not pan out, right, where he was drafted. So,
Right.
Just
On the other side of the ball, Jalen Hurts looked like crap.
terrible.
He looked bad.
Terrible.
I mean, his stat line is relatively good, but he looked bad doing it. He went 20 of 34 for 278, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He rushed 13 times for 33 yards, which is nothing.
Yep.
So those 2 interceptions were bad too. He looked awful.
He did.
Which is, I mean, he was only throwing at AJ and Devonta, which we kind of knew. AJ 5. Well, this is the other thing is like he didn't throw a lot of targets. AJ went 5 for 119, so 5 targets. You know,
Through to
5
Barkley too.
receptions.
yeah. Devonta Smith went 7 for 84. The targets weren't there. I mean, it really was Barkley's game. I think is what it comes down to.
Yep.
You know,
He wanted to put on a show for everybody in New York and show them, hey, look what you got rid of. Pay me.
Yep. Pay the man.
yeah. Barkley went 24 for 109, 2 touchdowns, which is 4.5 yards a carry. And then he caught 2 for 23 and another touchdown receiving, which that ball into that corner was beautiful.
Yeah.
That was a sweet ball. I'll give
He did
Hurts
great.
that one. That ball placement was sweet.
I hope that kind of workload for Barkley can stays this remainder of the year. There was a lot of running backs that you saw get large chunks of workload this year, and we thought it was going to be a lot of committees. Right now, it's telling us otherwise with some big running backs like Barkley, Mixon.
Yeah, the first 4 teams we went over right here are pretty steady, just ones. I don't really see a split happening with any of these guys right now. Okay. Now, if you watch this game, I'm sorry for your loss. And I don't care if you're a Panthers fan or not. To watch this game was painful. Panthers Saints. Panthers lose 10-47. Derek Carr put on a clinic.
Oof.
He went nuclear, which I was one to sit here and go, Derek Carr's done. Like, it's over. He had a nice career, blah, blah, blah. The guy went 19 of 23 for 200 yards and 3 touchdowns.
It was impressive.
That's a damn near perfect stat line.
It is, but it's against the Panthers.
Fair.
So, I have Derek Carr in Dynasty. If you can get rid of him now, someone that needs a quarterback in Superflex, that'd be great. But no one offers me trades, so... Derek Carr, he looked great against that terrible Panthers defense. And the Panthers lost one of the best defensive players. What was his name?
That's
Derek
fair.
Brown or something? I forgot his name. But,
Yeah.
I
agree.
The Panthers are in shambles.
The Panthers and the Giants are 1 and 2 in the next draft. There's no way they're not. Like, they look so bad.
Disgusting.
Can we talk about where the hell Chris Olave was?
Oof.
He was non-existent.
Weird,
I think
right?
Derek Carr and Shaheed,
And
for some
Kamara.
reason, they're best friends. It's ridiculous.
Shaheed's
Kamara
that
looked
deep
great.
threat.
He's the deep threat because he only caught 3 balls for 73 yards and a touchdown.
I think he always does this.
It's ridiculous.
He was the first touchdown of the Sundays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Olave was non-existent. Kamara was really, really good.
Not at all. I barely saw him.
Yeah. Olave.
Olave.
Yeah.
Olave was non-existent. Kamara went 15 for 83 and a touchdown. That was solid as solid can get.
Mr. Reliable.
Yeah. Yep. I think we were saying in the draft, too, that he was a good value because he's getting old, so people are just fading him a little bit.
And then you know who picked him up the first pick of the 3rd round? Your friend. You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, we're going to move past that. 3 in a row. Who does that?
Hey.
God, man.
I guess it worked. You had a great week. But yeah, we'll continue.
What else we got on the Saints side? Tight ends were relatively involved. Foster Moreau, Juwan.
Everyone got a touchdown. The 2 tight ends. Shaheed,
Everybody got it. That's really what it came down to. He was just spreading the ball to everybody.
Kamara?
Jamal, bringing Jamal back from the dead, man.
Yeah, why not? You get a TD. You get a TD. Everyone gets a TD.
It was so good.
All you can eat buffet.
It was so good. On the other side, Bryce Young looked like a deer in headlights after the deer got hit by an 18-wheeler.
Oh.
It was so bad.
Horrible.
Dude, I don't even know. He went 13 for 30, which that in itself is...
He's done, right? He has to be done.
He's got to be. 13 for 30 for 161 yards and 2 interceptions. He rushed for 12 yards and a touchdown, which it doesn't matter.
Terrible.
It was so bad. Chuba's terrible.
Yeah, it was bad. But
Chuba,
they got behind
this is a good
early.
one. Yeah, that's fair. But this is where I get on Chuba a little bit. 6 for 14. He averaged 2.3 yards a carry.
Yeesh.
So he was literally just running into people.
Yep.
Sanders looked better.
Miles Sanders was 4.4 a carry.
And he had 5 rushing to 6. It's kind of a split backfield. We have to this week 1. I mean, I don't know how to look at these running backs this year just based off week 1, but I mean, I'm not touching any Panthers.
No, that's what I was going to say. It really doesn't matter because none of them are startable. Thielen's done. Mango's done. The Panthers are just non-startable until something drastic happens.
Agreed.
All right, we'll move on. Vikings beat the crap out of the Giants, which I'm sure you had a fun time.
Let's go, baby!
We all saw that coming, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. Who's better quarterback, Jimmy?
I can't believe how bad this was. 28-6. Sam Darnold looked like a pro.
I love it.
And Daniel Jones looked like Bryce Young did. It was awful. We'll start with the bad because it'll go quicker.
Yep.
Daniel Jones, 22 of 42 for 186 and 2 interceptions. Nothing. Devin Singletary, 10 for 37. Malik Neighbors, 5 for 66. Like, the whole offense was just dead. No one was breathing air on that offense. Sam Darnold, other than the 1 interception, looked really, really good. For Sam Darnold especially. 19 of 24 for 208 and 2 touchdowns.
Yep.
He got Jefferson involved. He kind of spread the ball around to everybody else equally. There was no real standout receiver here. But
he came to New Jersey to show them, you got rid of me. This is what I'm going to do to your Giants.
He did a good job, man.
So call me a pessimist, but Sam Darnold looked good, right? He started off really strong, a lot of completions.
Mm-hmm.
That 1 pick, it was a bad interception, and
Yeah, it didn't look good.
the Vikings can afford that against the Giants, but when you play teams like the Packers and the 49ers and Lions, you can't afford to make those dumb mistakes. So I hope he cleans that up, and I think he will.
Do you, though? Do you really hope that, though? Because here's where I'm at with this.
Let's hear it.
It's so early in the season, and it's football. Anything can happen. They might make a playoff run. You never know.
Yep.
But they're probably not going to.
Oh.
So,
They might make the playoffs.
They might make the playoffs.
Wild card, maybe, yeah.
Are they beating the Niners, the Lions, I'll just leave it there. They beating those 2 teams in the playoffs?
They beat the Niners last year.
Sam Darnold didn't.
That's true. We were at that. We were at the chapter. No, not chapter house.
Where were we? We were out when we saw it. Yeah, I remember.
Remember that?
Yeah,
that tasted real good.
Well, before we move on to another game, what about Wan'Dale Robinson? He had like 12 targets. Malik Neighbors 7.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what do we think with that?
But he couldn't catch them. Targets from Daniel Jones.
I don't think it matters.
I agree.
I think that's literally just Daniel was throwing the ball to whoever was available. That 1 interception was ridiculous.
Which one? The Van Ginkel?
The pick six.
Oh, yeah. Van Ginkel is an animal.
Oh, my God. The hand-eye just to catch that ball.
He got.
Yeah, it's going to be hard for him.
It's going to be
it's
so
one of
hard
those,
for him.
he got drafted to a rough team, and it's going to be brutal until he gets a quarterback.
Yep.
Jeffy did go 4 for 59 and a touchdown. So that's Jefferson stuff.
Kind of lackluster for Jefferson, to be honest.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Weird.
And Aaron Jones, 14 for 94.
Aaron Jones looked good. He looked
real good. He looked real. Now, granted,
it is Giants.
I'm going to say the same thing.
Yeah. It is a Giants.
That's what we're going to say.
Yep, agreed.
All right. Next game. Everybody lost their money on this game.
Terrible game.
The Patriots beat the Bengals 16-10. The Bengals looked like they didn't know how to play football.
It's crazy.
Burrow needs to stop bleaching his hair because it's affecting his brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because this was ridiculous. Burrow went 21 of 29 for 164 yards. He couldn't get anything going. Now, I don't know if this is because T was missing and Chase didn't play all offseason or what, but this whole team looked terrible. Zach Moss was the only good thing they had going for him.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing when you don't show up to camp and you don't play a lot and you practice. The mojo's off.
That seemed to pan out across the league, man. Chase didn't do good. Ayuk didn't look great.
But what is this? I guess it's because they don't practice. They say before the game they're going to be on a limited count.
Why?
It's Chase and Ayuk both had that designation, and it both came out to be lackluster performances.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know. You pay him a lot of money. Oh, we're not going to use you that much, even though I guess it's because they didn't practice. But I don't know. It's just a weird.
I'd still use them as I would like if I was a coach, I'd use them as like a piece. Like I'd use them as like a distraction piece.
At least a distraction, right?
Yeah, but I think one thing we learned is I think Zach Moss has this job over Chase Brown. There was a lot of momentum with Chase Brown coming into this season, but I think Moss kind of quieted those haters. He was the only bright spot about this Bengals offense.
Zach got 9 carries, 44 yards. So he's averaging just under 5 yards a carry, which is pretty good. That's not anything crazy, but it's not bad. So I agree with that. I don't
say whatever you want. Yeah, it's week 1.
It's week 1. It is week 1.
But it looks like Moss right now.
All right, Patriots. Jacoby Brissett was okay. He was all right. He didn't do much.
Did not look good.
Nah.
Ramondre looked great.
Ramondre looked fantastic. Brissett went 15 of 24 for 121 yards. He rushed for 32. Ramondre, 25 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown. Just under 5 yards a carry. Looked amazing.
Yep.
So anybody who got him late in drafts because he was falling, congrats. Like, it seems like their plan is just run the ball because Jacoby's not throwing really at all.
He fell heavily in drafts, so yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Next game over. This one also hurt for everybody who drafted Falcons. The Steelers beat the Falcons 18-10. Justin Fields, 17 of 23, 156, rushed for 57 yards. He looked okay. Yeah. You know what I mean? He didn't look great. The Najee looked good.
Najee was the one.
Najee looked mad. Najee rushed. Well, he's also the bell cow.
Yep.
3.5 yards per carry.
3.5 yards per, but 20 carries.
Yeah, it's a lot of volume.
Carries. And against Atlanta, I mean, they're supposed to be good against the run. They're not supposed to be good against the run. They're supposed to be bad against the run.
Yeah. Yep.
But like Arthur Smith went in there and he used a bell cow running back, and just like we said before, Cordell Patterson was going to get in there because Jaylen Warren's still banged up. We don't know how this is going to be week 1.
Right.
And it's not. We don't know how it's going to be in the future weeks just based off of week 1 because of how everything was with the injury with Warren. And Patterson's, he takes some load off of Warren, but Najee's that bell cow right now. It wasn't that productive, like you said, Pete. But, I mean, that workload, if it sustains that way against, like, Denver next week, I mean, that's going to be pretty good workload.
Yeah. Well, Kirk didn't play great either. Kirk went 16 of 26 for 155 and a touchdown. 2 interceptions.
Woo!
He did not look good.
You like that?
He didn't look good. You know who else didn't look good? Is Kyle Pitts, Drake London. They didn't look good either.
Drake London looked
2 for 15.
Ooh, second
2 for
round
15.
pick. Oh, we said it again. Another thing we've said. Besides maybe Eric. I think Eric was hot.
I don't buy
Eric
it.
loves Drake.
I don't buy it off week 1. I don't buy it off week 1.
It's fine. You don't have to, but
Dude, Kyle Pitts.
The only one I buy is Bijan being, the workload in that.
Yep.
And Kyle Pitts, I mean, he got that touchdown.
It's Bijan's offense, man. Kyle Pitts 3 for 26 and a touchdown. It's not good. That's touchdown reliant. That's bad.
I mean, all tight ends were bad this week. Let's be honest here. If you're going to go
Very
off that
true.
way, Dalton Kincaid should be dropped.
You're not wrong.
Poor Kincaid.
Bijan, 18 carries, 68 yards, 3.8 a carry. He caught 5 for 43.
Yeah.
It looked like he was what the offense ran through today or this week.
Yep.
Really nothing much else to go over there, man.
I want to say one thing. TJ Watt.
Oh my God.
That dude is on something.
TJ Watt was relentless.
Relentless.
That's another reason why I think, you can't go off of just week 1 against the Falcons going against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Their defense is wild.
To a degree, you're right. Because TJ Watt was in Kirk's face every single play. But as where everyone thought this offense was going to be, he needs to handle that better.
Yep.
Hold your breath.
Hold my breath.
We'll see what happens.
And I'm
Stay for
telling
the
you,
ride.
Kirk needs to handle. I mean, you're not going to face TJ every week, but you got to handle shit like that. But
Next week, guess who Kirk plays?
who do I got?
The Eagles. Primetime at Philadelphia. He's getting smoked again.
Yeah,
It's not going to. It doesn't look good.
Kirk Cousins primetime against the Eagles. We'll get into that, but
Yeah.
it's going to be
we'll
bad.
get there. All right. Texans, Colts. CJ Stroud. Texans beat the Colts 29-27. I actually have a bit to say on this one.
Yeah.
CJ looked like a professional quarterback. He looked fantastic.
Yep, look good.
24 for... That number's not right. I'll fix that later. He completed 24 passes for 234 and 2 touchdowns. He rushed for 13 yards. But he was clean. He looked so clean. He got the ball. That one pass to Nico where it was back across his body, back to the center of the field. That's like a real no-no.
Yep.
But it was so good.
Yeah.
It's like right in the buckets. Nico went 6 for 117. Okay, this is actually a point I want to talk to you. I want to see what you guys think here. Nico went 6 for 117. So average just under 20 yards a catch. Depth of target was huge. Tank Dell, 3 for 40, 13 yards a catch. Depth of target again.
Yeah.
Stephon Diggs, 6 for 33. 2 touchdowns, but 5 yards a catch.
I have the ADOT from Nico and Tank Dell to be 16.3 and 16.6, and Stephon be 1.7.
Tank and Nico, this is their team.
No.
I don't agree on that.
It was a good... Diggs is not the guy. I would sell Diggs so hard right now.
No.
Yes, I would.
Shot.
Yep.
Oh.
I swear. He's touchdown reliant, dude.
He's not
If he
touchdown
doesn't-
All of them
reliant.
are.
Yes, he
A
is.
lot of them are. I think Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs are going to be touchdown reliant, and Nico Collins is a clear number 1.
Nico's the clear number 1. I'm not arguing that. That's a fact.
We talked about this last time. Diggs got captain status, right? And we thought, it might be something. It was something.
It
Those
wasn't,
slants.
though. He just
doesn't
got
matter.
too...
It doesn't matter.
I don't love it.
I love it. Oh,
I-
it's Nico's team. I'm not going to
Yeah.
take that away from Nico. He earned it. Looks good. Diggs is more prevalent in this offense than Tank
I don't
Dell.
know, man.
Book it.
I don't
Again,
know.
book it.
We're gonna have to keep that one on.
Yeah, we'll keep it up. We'll keep it in the back of our head. That's fine.
That's why I was like so anxious about drafting any Bears or any Texans receivers, because you don't know who's going to go off week to week. And
Right.
I mean, if you don't get the number 1 and you don't pay up that value for that, you don't know who's going to go off week to week versus Tank or Diggs. Yes, the volume's going to be there, and it showed. But Diggs and they put up modest. Tank put up modest numbers, and I think that in the future that might still be the case. But he might have boom weeks and some might have bust weeks. I think it's going to be a very boom bust situation when it comes to all three. All three at once. It's going to be hard. As long as they share 20% target rate, they'll stay around like the lowest, probably like 9 points or 8 points, like Tank Dell did.
I wouldn't
But,
be mad having any of these
hard.
skill players on my
No.
team.
Not at all.
Stroud
No.
performed, Mixon performed, Nico performed, Diggs performed, Dell, but it's not the
Yeah.
worst I've seen.
No, it's not.
So I'm not mad
Still
about
week
it.
one.
I wouldn't draft Tank Dell personally, but
We
No.
can talk about Mixon though.
oh my god,
We can talk
He's the
about
main
Mixon.
one.
old man Mixon.
Mixon went 30 for 159 and a touchdown, 5 yards a carry.
He
But
popped,
God,
I want.
he popped a Viagra. He's
Damn,
ready,
did he
man.
look good?
Love
He
Joe
looks
Mixon.
so good. He
I
looks
had
so good. And
Saquon and Mixon this week in fantasy. I was like, oh,
I was a little nervous because he's kind of old, but he looked good.
he looks great. And you know what's ironic is the Bengals look like they missed him this week. Like a lot.
Yeah.
he was a great compliment.
He's so good. Other side of the ball, Anthony Richardson. So here's what I'm going to say. I see the potential, but he's got to get his accuracy under check, man. He's hitting some deep balls, but the stuff in the middle, his short route stuff, is so terrible.
It's bad.
It's so bad.
But you cannot be not excited for a player like this.
Oh, I'm not
You
excited.
cannot get excited.
Nope.
How?
He's a poor man's Cam Newton.
Did you see how he just slung it out there?
Slung it.
Pittman,
Dude,
Pierce.
He hit nine passes.
He hit 9 passes for out of 19, which means he wasn't throwing really at all.
56 yards he threw for.
I know
And
he
excited.
He threw. I'm excited about him. I don't have him. He was 47% completion rate. But look at those throws.
They were sexy.
I'm gonna throw
But
up.
dude, not great.
He's not meant to be.
Fantasy
He's got a little bit
wise,
of a rushing.
I don't know. He'll get
fantasy
back up.
wise, he's
Sure.
going to be
He's gonna get
great.
He's gonna
Not
get
great.
hurt. That's
And
the
that's why I
issue.
said-
I'm scared about him because
Yep.
he rushed for 56 and a touchdown too, but he runs into people, but he doesn't have a frame like Josh Allen to handle it.
Oh, he's a big
He's
boy.
gonna get hurt again.
That's why I said Joe Flacco Dynasty, baby.
Oh my god, we can't escape it.
Throw up. Johnny Taylor, 16 for 48 and a touchdown.
Yeah.
And that was really it. Michael Pittman was non-existent, 4 for 31. Pierce, 3 for 125 and a touchdown. That was his deep threat boy. But,
People are going to get him off the waiver wire and be sorely disappointed in the future weeks.
it's not going to keep up. Yeah, it's not going to keep up. All right, Cardinals, Bills. Cardinals lose to the Bills, 28-34. Kyler, Pete's going to love this.
So that one coming.
Kyler, 21 of 31 for 162 and a touchdown. He rushed for 57. It was a bad week 1
He looked better
for the
than
Cards.
I thought he would do. Honestly,
He didn't look bad, but the deep threat was just not there. He wasn't doing anything downfield.
He missed a
Like,
wide
at all.
open Harrison, too.
He did. Oh, dude, that one. Marv was just sitting
Oh
there
my
like,
God.
where is the ball?
Marv Harrison. 1 reception for 4 yards?
1 for 4. 1 for 4.
He was
I
going
know.
second round again and again. I mean, I said it. I'm not.
I wasn't taking him in
But
drafts
again,
this year. He's too high.
I'm not taking the week 1 games and being like, oh my God, this is how it's going to be the rest
It's
of
not
the
the
year.
end all
No,
be
you
all.
don't.
No. But
So then
I said
he can still
don't-
justify round 2 value. Easy.
yeah.
I don't know that he's going to.
But we'll see.
We will see, but I don't think that
don't-
week 1 is completely telling on how players are going to be.
Of course, I think everyone
You know.
agrees. But
Yeah. Greg Dortch was the guy this game, which is very weird to say. Went 6 for 47, 8 yards a catch. McBride 5 for 36 yards a catch. It just wasn't a high-flying offensive game. James Conner, 16 for 50 and a touchdown. Yards per carry was only 3, so that's not great. He caught 3 for 33 yards. It just they scored 28 points, but it's almost like, where did that come from?
James
Because
Conner.
no one did anything spectacular. It was very spread out.
It was spread out with the receivers, but James Conner is a great running back. We always know that. Great
Right.
running back to target late. Pete loves him.
love him.
Justifiable.
I love him too. I love him in draft because he was going really, really late.
He's yet to pass to prove it.
Yeah, and then Eric wants to bring up Michael Wilson. 1 for 5 and a touchdown. Whoopie do. You stop that right now.
I saw that touchdown, and first thing I thought to myself
Oh my
was,
God,
Eric's gonna have a field day.
Same. He caught that. I'm like, why did it have to
And
be
then,
Michael
and then
Wilson?
what about Alec Pierce's too? I was like, oh yeah.
I mean,
Stop it.
that's whatever.
All right, Bill's side of the ball. Josh Allen won this game
Ooh.
for the Bill. Well, Josh Allen was the Bills.
Oh, say
There
it
was
again.
no
Say it again.
dude. 18 of 23 for 232 and 2 touchdowns. Rushed 9 times for 39 yards and 2 more touchdowns. He was the offense.
And this
That's it.
game, they started slow. They had like what? I think 7 points at the half, something not
Yeah, I think something like
significant.
that.
And he stepped it up, and he carried my team to a victory. 2 of my teams to a victory.
He just, it was
Disgusting.
it hurt to watch because it really was. He just said, "Okay, I'll just do it myself."
Yep. Disgusting. Yep. Like I said, yeah. That's how he does it.
James Cook is the bell cow. 19 carries, 71 yards, which is not great. It's only 3.7 a carry, but I think he'll be safe. He also caught 3 for 32 yards. So he should be okay.
Yep.
Keon Coleman 4 for 51. Shakir 3 for 42 and a touchdown. Kincaid non-existent 1 for 11. It really was. Josh Allen just said, "Let me do it."
Yep. Give me the ball.
That's
get
what
out of my
happened.
way. Yep.
Right.
I think the rookies, receivers like Coleman, they showed a decent, first game. Coleman, the other rookie, except for Marvin Harrison, sadly, but a lot of other wide receivers who were rookies showed pretty well. Week ones for what we are going to expect. Not to expect completely, but it was a good taste.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect Josh to do that every week.
No.
I mean, you can, and he might. All right, Titans and the debut of Caleb Williams. Titans lose 17-24, and it's not because of Caleb. Caleb Williams, 14 of 29 for 93 yards.
Yikes.
He looked bad.
Disgusting.
He did not look good. DeAndre Swift looked bad, 10 for 30. DJ Moore looked bad. Keenan looked old and slow. It was just not... If they were playing anybody that wasn't the Titans, Giants, or Panthers, they lose this game, I think.
1,000%.
It was just...
Defense.
Ugh. They just looked bad. There's really not much else to say there. They just... None of them look good. Hard Knocks sold us a false narrative.
Yeah,
You know who did look good that game, though? Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard looked good on the Titans.
It's his offense. Tajay Spears is non-existent.
Well, I wouldn't say completely that. The snap percentage was like pretty close, 62-44, but the rush attempts were 70% in favor of Tony Pollard. I mean, when you're on the field 44%, you might be able to get something eventually.
He's also averaging 5 yards a carry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He looked good.
More productive.
16 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Pollard was the only highlight of this offense.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley, 3 for 50. Bleh. Chig caught that one touchdown. Whoopie-doo. Will Levis, 19 of 32 for 127 and a touchdown and 2 interceptions.
Yeah. He
didn't look good.
He gave them the game. Will Levis threw those picks.
It
And
did.
you can see when he threw the pick, you see the guy running with the ball, and you see Will Levis just put his hands on his head and look down. Show some
knew.
effort. Show some
And the
effort.
crazy thing is he still threw 59% completion rate compared to, Caleb with 48%. He
And
still was
both
more
of them
productive
were
than
so
Caleb,
bad.
which is
Caleb
crazy.
doesn't matter. Caleb didn't throw the 2 picks. I know
Right.
Caleb did not win the game. He looked bad, but he didn't
Crazy.
cost them the game.
Right.
Did not expect
It's really
that from Caleb.
a matter of who was worse than the other, but neither of them were good.
Will Levis, stupid Will Levis, dude. Done with him.
All right. Jaguars, Dolphins. The Dolphins offense is just nuclear, man. I mean, they didn't go off in this game, but the yardage was there. They didn't score, but the yardage was there. 23 of 37 for 338 and a touchdown. He's not really rushing anymore, which is good because we don't want him to get any more concussions.
Yep.
Tyreek freaking Hill, 7 for 130 and a touchdown. Jalen Waddle also 5 for 109. Just nuts, man. The receivers are so fast. It was just one of those things, man. This game was ridiculous. Achane looked so good before he got hurt. He was 10 for 24 and a touchdown, 7 for 76 receiving. He looked really, really good.
Yep.
Jeff Wilson's a sneaky pick
Jeff
off waiver
Wilson's
wire
a good-
after everything. After
the
they
thing
clear,
that happens, like we were saying, is they're going to miss practice till Friday, and then all of a sudden they're fine.
Yeah.
The
Always.
Dolphins do that. Yeah.
Yeah, Waddle looked all right. Hill looked all right.
All right.
Waddle looked
They
great.
looked great. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They looked like you expect. You know what I mean? They like you said.
I wish
week
I
one, you wanna see
expected
that.
5 for 109.
I mean, yeah, Waddle looked real good. Especially he went out and they're like, dude, I got the notification that he was out for the game. I'm like, what the fuck? And then I get the notification that he's healthy. I'm like,
What's happening?
what is happening?
I mean, but Hill got that one reception, 80-yard touchdown. So that
Yeah,
padded
That's
his
how
stats
he
pretty-
does it.
pretty
Big time
nice.
padded his stats. I think
That's how
Waddle
he
was the
does
better
it.
receiver this game. Okay. Trevor. 12 of 21 for 162 and a touchdown. Blech. Not good.
I mean,
Not good.
I
Not
liked how
good.
Brian Thomas looked, the rookie. I liked how he looked. He looked pretty good.
You know what I don't like is how Bigsby and ETN split the fucking backfield.
Yeah, what is that
Oh,
about?
yeah, that too.
That's not good.
Yep.
Because you took ETN early. And dude, and not for nothing, if you look at stats alone, Bigsby went 12 for 73. So that's 6 yards a carry. ETN went 12 for 44. That's less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah.
That's not good.
Very scary for people that drafted ETN.
ETN got the touchdown to pad, but that scares me.
And you know who was the top wide receiver? Gabe frickin' Davis. On top of all that, Gabe Davis has to outperform Christian Kirk and Brian Thomas. Come on. What's going on there?
I'll give you Christian Kirk he went 1 for 30. Gabe and Brian Thomas, that's a difference of 15 yards. Like I don't like Gabe. I don't care about Gabe. Brian Thomas looked great. I mean, okay,
Brian Thomas looked
He looked good.
I liked him. But Christian
Yeah,
Kirk buyers, people who drafted him, somewhat
Not
early
good.
too. So far, it's Thomas is going to eat into it. Gabe Davis is going to eat into those targets.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it.
Just like Bigsby's going to eat into ATN. It's kind of like scary.
That's scary. That might be one of my scariest things of the week so far is the Bigsby ETN thing. I don't know how many times I have ETN. I have to go look. But that scares me, I think, most out of week 1.
Agreed.
I didn't touch him.
All right.
I didn't want him.
Broncos,
I'm nervous.
Seahawks. Broncos lose to the Seahawks 2026. There's a lot of... This is another one, man. It's scary.
Yep.
Bo Nix looked terrible. Bo Nix looked bad.
Yeah,
26 of 42 for 138 and 2 interceptions.
We all thought he looked bad, right? Going into Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
first
Yeah,
game.
I didn't have high hopes here.
Yep.
So yeah, he looked bad. The entire offense looked bad. McLaughlin 10 for 27, Sutton 4 for 38, Reynolds 5 for 45. It's just the Broncos offense looked dead. On the other side, Geno 18 of 25 for 177 or 171, a touchdown, an interception, rushed for 30 and a touchdown. So Geno looked relatively Geno.
But DK did not look like DK.
Right. And
He was Surtain,
Tyler Lockett looked okay. 6 for 77.
Jimmy's
Every
so
year.
happy. Jimmy's so
Every
happy.
year.
I don't do it. I don't do it on
It doesn't
purpose.
matter. You just get him
It just
every year.
every for the past 4 years, I think,
Yep.
I wind up with Tyler Lockett in multiple leagues, and it's not intentional. I don't love him. It's just he falls so deep.
He always does. It's great. Great value every single year. Tyler Lockett does it.
Kenneth
And then
Walker.
Kenny Walker looked like a monster.
I reached for him in so many leagues. I couldn't get him in
Yeah.
the one I care about, but
Yeah.
Kenneth
Kenny Walker, 20 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. 5 yards a carry, and he just looked angry, man. He looked fantastic. Anybody who was worried about Charbonnet last year, he's the backup. That's all he is.
But he didn't look terrible either. He got 12.
As a backup,
He got a
you're
touchdown.
not-
Is that why?
Hey, no, he looked good as a backup.
He got a TD, right?
Yeah.
He didn't look bad.
Because Walker got injured, I think, right?
Yeah, and he had like an
Yeah, that's right.
ab thing.
Ab
We'll
thing.
see what happens there. He doesn't seem like he's hurt that bad. DK 3 for 30.
Yeah. I think that was, against Surtain. I think he got schooled over there.
He's DK. He shouldn't be getting schooled by anybody though.
I know.
You
The
know,
thing that
DK's
scared. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. He's a high value pick too, and I mean week 1. Hopefully it's not the same thing that we've been saying. It's not telling of the rest of the season, but that was very very disappointing.
all right.
Well, before we move on to another game, I want to just talk about the backfield in Denver too. McLaughlin, and Javonte Williams split. I mean that was a poor game on both,
They
running
are
backs. And I thought they were going to look way
done.
better, but the split itself was like, we don't know who's going to be, the bell cow on this team.
And
if there
it
is, it's
shouldn't
just gonna
be a
committee.
question.
It's not. It's going to be a committee for sure, but I just don't know how it's going to be. I mean, McLaughlin had a target share difference compared to Javonte, and there was so much talk about Javonte looking better. I'm surprised at how poor he played.
He looks so bad, man. Like to the point where I'm not touching either of them. I think they're both done.
Yep.
All right, Raiders Chargers. Kind of surprised about the Chargers. The Raiders lose 10-22 here. Minshew. Herbie didn't do that good. Minshew 25 of 33 for 257, a touchdown and an interception. He looked all right. Nothing
I
crazy.
Thought he'd be better. I thought he'd be a little better.
Jacoby and Devontae really were the only two receivers that meant anything. But even then, 3 for 61 for Jacoby, 5 for 59 for Devontae.
Yeah.
Meh.
Pretty bad, man. Pretty bad.
White looked not good either. He rushed 19 times for 44 yards. Meh.
That's not good.
Alexander Madison.
Yep.
Bad.
Alexander Madison did he out touch White?
Yeah, you got a touchdown. He
didn't out touch him. He just got a touchdown. But
that's it.
But Zamir White went kind of early.
He went very early.
I don't know.
And if he's gonna average 3.5 yards a carry,
yeah,
that ain't good, dude.
Yeah, too early for some.
Justin Herbert also not good. 17 of 26 for 144 and a touchdown. It wasn't. He didn't have anyone to throw to, man. Ladd seems to be taking the receiver core over. 5 for 39 and a touchdown. It's okay.
I think he did great, Ladd. I think Ladd was great.
I wouldn't say great.
Not great.
5 for 39.
That was one of the highest scoring rookies next to who? Xavier Worthy? Wide receivers?
Brian Robbins.
39 yards ain't great.
What's his name?
Brian Thomas?
Robin?
Yeah, Brian Thomas.
Yeah. Huge sucks. 3 for 38. He's bad. Quentin Johnson is bad.
Yep.
J.K. freaking Dobbins.
He was the whole game.
Yeah.
He was the whole game.
Is he back? Okay, here's the thing with J.K. He's very young. Regardless of how many injuries he's had, which is a lot, he's still very young.
Yep.
So he might be able to make a career still. He goes 10 for 135 and a touchdown. He looked really good.
Did you trade him in Dynasty?
Yep.
Of course. When you trade him, he pops off.
I traded him for... I'll get back to you. I think I'll get back to you on that. I forget who I traded him for. It was a good trade.
Jameer Gibbs.
It was Gibbs. I traded him for Jameer Gibbs. Wait, okay.
That was one of the rapey trades, remember?
It wasn't Eric.
Stop it. Context to that.
It was right before Dobbins got hurt. I traded him before Dobbins got hurt, and then he tore his ACL immediately. But yeah, it was also before Jameer Gibbs took one professional NFL snap. It was before last season, so it was like Dobbins, who was coming off injury and looked like he would be okay for a rookie who's never played a snap. That was the trade. Then Dobbins tears his ACL immediately, and I wind up with Jameer Gibbs, who was a fantastic rookie. That's what happened. Okay. Cowboys, Browns. This sucks. Because the Cowboys beat the crap out of the Browns to the point where the Cowboys' offensive weapons screwed you in fantasy.
It's a stupid defense. Dallas gets 30 points on random weeks, and this is one of those weeks, and it just takes away from all the offensive players.
It's
and people
so
that have Dallas
bad,
defense, all of their numbers are inflated.
They beat the Browns 33-17. Dak, they had this game won so early.
Yep.
Before halftime, that Dak stopped. Dak was 19 of 32 for 179 and a touchdown, and that was probably halfway through the second quarter.
That's what I'm saying.
It's pathetic, man. Same thing with CD. CD 5 for 61 because it was over.
Happened last year too. Week 1, same thing happened.
Yeah, you had defense scoring. It just
nuts.
It didn't matter. Zeke and Dowdle split pretty evenly. No.
Come on.
10
Give
carries, 8 carries. 10 carries, 8 carries. No, because he went 10 for 40. He went 10 for 40.
He was more efficient than Rico Dowdle.
Okay, here's what I will give you. The Browns defense, the Browns linebackers and defensive line are still very, very good.
Okay.
So Zeke played well.
Thank you.
Can we also give credit to the kicker at Dallas?
Oh, yeah.
Brandon Aubrey.
Oh, he's fantastic.
Stud.
I love him, man.
Holy crap.
I hate having kickers in fantasy, but he's so good.
Yep, agreed.
What did he score? 250-plusers?
I think, yeah.
Something like that.
And like the other two were like in the 40 range or something like that? Amazing.
He was.
If
he
you
was
had him
banging
in a kicker league, god dang.
Imagine you had him and the freaking Cowboys defense.
That's like 50 points right there.
Pathetic. Okay, Deshaun Watson looked like he's never played football in his life. It was so bad.
It was bad.
He 24 of 45, 169, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. He rushed for 39 yards. He looked bad. That defense was so all over the Browns here that they couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, poor Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper, 2 for 16.
Free Coop.
Elijah Moore outperformed him.
Free
Yeah,
Coop.
and I despise Elijah Moore. Njoku gets hurt 4 for 44 before he gets hurt. That sucks because he is probably, if you don't take Amari Cooper away, he's the best receiver on the team. Amari Cooper and him are the receiving core.
Yep.
Jerome Ford, 12 for 44 and a touchdown, 6 receptions for 25 yards. He looks like he is going to be involved quite a bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah, he's fine.
the Cowboys were just so all over and nobody produced, man.
Yep.
So we'll move past that. Commanders, Buccaneers, where the hell did Baker Mayfield come from in this offense, man? He looks, the fact that the Browns got shellacked and the Buccaneers with Baker look so good kind of makes me giggle. Like, it's awesome.
Yep.
The Buccaneers beat the Commanders 37-20. Baker goes 24 of 30 for 289 and 4 touchdowns.
Chris Godwin. Come on, give it to him.
Yeah, which is great because Godwin was like nowhere last year.
Yep.
First game this year. Oh,
He's back.
he looked good. Mike Evans looked good. The whole damn team looked good, man.
Yep.
So, like, the other thing I want to look at with the Bucs, Bucky Irving. You know, he's an underrated running back. That rookie, he got 9 points as a rusher. He was more efficient in the rushing than Rachaad White, but Rachaad White got that receiving workload. You know, Bucky Irving might be a sneaky, you know, bench stash.
He looked good.
Maybe even a flex starter, you know, on some weeks.
He looked real good. 121 yards, too. There's not much to go. Like, it really was. It was just a show off for the entire Buccaneers offense. They all look fantastic. Commander side, Jaden Daniels' first game out. He didn't look bad. He didn't look bad, man.
He looked good.
17 of 24 for 184, rushed 16 times for 88 yards and 2 touchdowns. He didn't look bad. First game out there, you can't complain, really. I mean, do you want to win? Yeah. Could he have done better? Yeah. But he played better than Caleb.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable starting Jaden Daniels in redraft as my starting quarterback.
Okay.
Yeah. Rushing upside, yeah.
Next week, he might be the number 1 quarterback against the Giants.
I don't know, but he'll be top 5. This is where I'm scared of him, though. There was not a single deep ball thrown. Terry McLaurin was 2 for 17. Terry McLaurin got nothing.
My boy.
Austin Eckler got more receiving yards than Terry McLaurin did.
Yep.
Because it was just check down, check down, check down. Nothing deep. And maybe that was the plan for his first game in, is like get him kind of acclimated, but that's scary, man. Because we were saying before the season, Terry McLaurin's a good pickup, and I was like, uh-oh.
His ADOT was only 5.4, which is nuts.
Don't love it.
No.
So we shall see.
How about B-Rob?
B-Rob looked good.
Pretty good.
He looked pretty good. 12 attempts for 40 yards and a touchdown, 3 or 3 catches for 49 yards receiving. He's involved. He's very involved. It's his backfield. Eckler is the afterthought for sure.
Yep.
Did Luke McCaffrey outperform Terry McLaurin? Holy crap.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
Yeah, so not much here. Sunday night football. It wasn't the shootout we thought it would be, but it was still a fun game.
Yep.
Rams lose to the Lions 20-26 in overtime. And you can thank Monty for that because Monty said, ooh, overtime, let me just shove this ball down your throat and win. Because Monty just went for it, dude. It's Monty and go.
So the Lions' offensive line is something special. They part the defenders like the Red Sea.
There is a gap 10
we could have
yards
got
wide.
3-4 yards. I'm telling you, they didn't get touched until like 4 or 5 yards in.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Monty and Gibbs are talented. I'm not taking that away from them, but damn, that offensive line. Looking at their rankings, like during the game, they're all like one ranked, 5 ranked, 4 ranked. So
unbelievable.
The Ragnar, whatever his name is, Ragnarok. I forgot his name. Glass now.
That's a class name.
Dude, they are stacked.
And that's
They are
another
so
reason why
good.
a lot of people, I think drafted David Montgomery over people like Devin Singletary and Chuba Hubbard and people like that because they have that rushing upside with that team, that high scoring.
Monty looks good, man. I mean, here's the thing with Monty. What I'm seeing between the two of them, if you really watch that game, is it's like this is a Monty drive, and then this is Jahmyr Gibbs drive. They're not really splitting in between. It's like this one's yours, this one's yours, which is good.
Yeah.
It sucks for us, but it's good for them because it gives them a full 15 minutes of rest time.
Yeah.
Instead of like play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monty 17 for 91 on a touchdown. Gibbs 11 for 40 and a touchdown, but he also caught 4 for 34. So they look so good, man.
Yeah, pretty good.
Jared Goff didn't look that good. Jared Goff 18 of 28 for 217, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. He didn't look great.
Nope.
He didn't look great. He found his targets with Jameson Williams, 5 for 121 on a touchdown. Sam Laporta, St. Brown, both non-existent.
Jameson Williams. Oh. Do you think Jameson Williams' breakout season might happen? And if it does, will it affect Laporta and St. Brown?
To a degree, but what I find, I'm going to make a close to home comparison here. If that happens, Jameson Williams is your Brandon Ayuk. He's fast and he gets downfield. Laporta will be your Kittle and St. Brown will be your Debo. I think that's kind of where we're going to stand with the 3 of them if Jameson breaks out. And that's
Jameson was doing the rushing plays, no? So maybe he's the Debo.
I don't know. He's too small. We'll see. If he breaks out, it'll be interesting. I don't know if this is a one-off. We're going to have to kind of see how this plays out in the next couple of weeks here. I got to see it more to believe it.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford, he did look good. 34 of 49 for 317 in the touchdown and 1 interception that killed them.
Yep.
It was him and Cooper Kupp are back. It was him and
best
Cooper
friends.
Kupp show non-stop Cooper Kupp motion. They couldn't stop the two of them. It was just nonsense.
They put Kupp all over the field. All over.
Kupp 14 for 110 in the touchdown. He just looked great, man.
Don't forget
Puka
how many
looked
targets
good.
he got, too. 21 targets is huge. It's great.
That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Puka also was playing good, but with him out for 4 weeks now, Kupp is massive. Puka caught 4 for 35 before getting hurt, but it was Kupp's game even before that, I think. Kyron looked okay.
Good. He didn't look sharp.
I don't know what it was. He only ran for 50, 18 attempts for 50. He did get the touchdown, but...
And I have a non-fantasy bone to pick with Kyron. So, you have the ball, you're trying to kill time. This dude runs the ball, doesn't take it out of bounds, and they stop the clock for the Rams to score the points send it into overtime. That's something you can't do in the NFL. And you're not a rookie. There's no excuse for it. I really hope that McVay is tearing into him because that
he
might have changed the game. We don't know.
It probably would have because
it's the clock management.
Then they lose. No, yeah, and then they lose the coin flip, and Monty literally just destroyed them.
Once they lost the coin flip, I knew. I was like, "Yep."
Hey, it was done. It was done.
He had a lot of rushing attempts and only got 50 yards. That was sad. And I think I don't know where the heck Blake Corum was, but I mean they didn't even put him in once, did they?
No,
right? I don't even think so.
No, but he wasn't really going to be involved.
No.
I do remember my tight end hot take though, Colby Parkinson.
Your hot takes are like you hit one out of every 5 or something.
Oh no! Let's
Carl, you just said Blake Corum was one of your hot takes. He didn't do anything.
Oh yeah, I know.
This is another one where as soon as Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, Parkinson did better than most tight ends actually. So yeah,
he
did.
He
did good, but the fact, as soon as I was watching this game, I saw Parkinson catching balls. I'm sitting here going, "Oh crap!"
Yeah, Eric,
baby. 5 targets. That's not bad for a tight end. When you're talking to like people like Pitts, who only got 3. Come on.
Rico Dowdle? Ezekiel Elliott?
All right.
Let's move on.
Monday night. The Jets 49ers. Niners beat the crap out of the Jets. It was a clock management thing. The Niners win 32-19. The Jets had the ball for 5 minutes that entire game. The Niners just owned the clock that game and didn't even give them a chance to do anything.
Yep.
Like they were averaging over 7 minutes a drive. It was ridiculous. Brock Purdy did Brock Purdy. He's safe. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't do anything crazy. He was just safe. 19 of 29 for 231. Debo 5 for 54. Rushed 8 times for 23 yards. That's mostly because McCaffrey's not there. He also got the rushing touchdown. Ayuk not involved too much. Kittle 4 for 40. Nothing crazy. Jordan Mason. This is credit to the running backs coach and the offensive line coach and Trent Williams. Because you put a kid in here who's never started a game and he goes 28 for 147 and a touchdown. He looked fantastic.
The team's meant to run.
They know how to. Kyle Shanahan knows how to run. It was just and they got ahead early enough that they could just keep running it and eating the clock. So good for him, man. That was fun to watch. Christian McCaffrey will be back, but I'm actually more on the side of let him rest as much as you want early in the season so he's healthy. So
I have a question for you, Jimmy.
Okay.
Do you still believe that handcuffs aren't worth it after that performance? I know people that either had Mason on their bench and they had McCaffrey, or they didn't have Mason, and McCaffrey was a last minute, he's out.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Panicked. And luckily, some people in our league had Mason, and it paid off in dividends. It gave them a win.
Big time.
Yep.
So
big time. Someone like that.
So how do you do handcuffs?
It depends on the team and the handcuff. So this one's a team. You're going to put faith in Shanahan and that he knows how to make running backs do running back things. Okay.
I love Shanahan. Oh, my God.
I do.
Every episode, Shanahan Central over here.
I love Shanahan. But he knows how to run the ball. Okay?
So what about Tyler Algier? Would you take Tyler Algier if you had Bijan? If you had Bijan, would you take Tyler Algier? Come on, let's be serious here.
He's not the worst one, no. So
what running back handcuff, like Pete's asking, is the one where you wouldn't get? Like, would you get Bucky Irving if you have Rashad White?
No.
Really?
It wouldn't be worth the space.
I disagree.
Forward and
God,
Chubb.
I gotta come up with. I would not keep Spears on my bench for Pollard.
Oh, come on.
So what would you? What would you besides McCaffrey?
Besides McCaffrey, I would. Let me sit here and go through these.
Oh boy,
we're not that much not alike, Pete.
I just don't love having the spot. Okay, Mostert and HN I would. Charbonnet and Walker I would.
Okay.
Gus Edwards and Dobbins I would.
Oh no, that's that one I don't know about.
I would. Tank Bigsby and ETN, but that's like a whole other thing right now.
People could change.
Monty and Gibbs, does that count?
No, does not. All right, I just wanted to hear if you were going to be a changed man after that. Because
no.
McCaffrey screwed a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And I heard controversy.
There is a few out there.
That they knew about this Friday, the players.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know.
Some insider trading. I don't know.
I don't completely believe it,
tell you.
I heard it.
So yeah, Niners own that. On the Jets side of the ball, Aaron Rodgers, 13 of 21 for 167 and a touchdown and an interception. The interception was not his fault, however. That was a tip ball.
Yep.
I feel like so there was one drive early, it might have been the second quarter, where it was a solid drive. They looked good. This game really was, he had no time to get a drive together. It was 3 and out. Niners had the ball for 8 minutes, 3 and out. So they were getting to the point where they had to force stuff downfield just to get points on the board, and it just wasn't gonna work.
For the first game, for the first game for the Jets, it didn't look terrible for them compared, like, they're versing Super Bowl contender teams. 49ers, their defense is good, their offense is good. Like you said, it's a time of possession thing, but, Rodgers didn't look terrible after coming off an ACL injury. And, they were spreading that ball around between Wilson, even freaking Lazard. Hall.
No, they look good.
They didn't touch Mike Williams. I don't blame them, but, they touched a lot of other good people.
They got to work him in. No, they look good. It was just one of those, they drew the short straw. This is a brutal first week.
Yep.
So, and that's really what it comes down to. I think Brees did pretty decent against that D-line, which is nuts. 16 of 54 with that one touchdown. Allen Lazard dropped multiple balls, but he went 6 for 89, 2 touchdowns. The second one was just a garbage time touchdown from Tyrod Taylor. It doesn't really
still counts.
But, he looked okay. Garrett Wilson 6 for 6. Garrett Wilson's Aaron's guy.
Yep.
You can tell.
100%.
It's just they had him covered hard. He went 6 for 60.
Yep. Yeah.
So
excited for Garrett Wilson this year.
I
think they'll be okay.
I definitely agree with Eric's sentiment that the Jets played well, even though the score doesn't say they played well. If you watch the game, that they held their own for a little while there. Then the floodgates opened. But I texted all my Jet friends, "Hey guys, there's going to be a lot of wins coming your way. You'll
be okay." Right. It really was a clock thing, man. They never had the ball.
Yeah. You didn't text your Giant friends that, though.
No.
You didn't text your Giants friends that.
Dude, you don't even text your Giants friends. You need to send them, like, funeral flowers.
No, those Giants fans are all delusional. I don't even bother with them anymore.
They're sitting there going, "Oh, we'll be okay, man.
We'll be okay. Daniel Jones is the best quarterback." Shut up. Just shut up.
All right. Well, that's it for our week 1 review. That was fun. We got pretty deep into it, so that was a long segment, but that's okay. All right, Petey. It's your turn. Petey's picks. Here we go.
Hell yeah.
Over-unders and bets of the week.
All right, everyone. So, week 1. I went 1-2. Not the best start, and let me break down what happened. The one game we did win was the Bears at the Titans. The Titans at Bears. Bears -4. And this game looked bad for us the entire time. They were losing the entire game. But your boy Will Levis came in clutch, and he threw some picks. And the Bears ended up winning that game and covering. So that was the one win, which was a dirty, didn't look clean win. But hey, we take it. Now, the second game was the Texans versus the Colts. Texans -2.5. We got screwed by the half-point hook. And I got the line at 1.5, but when I posted to you guys, it was 2.5. So I would take the L on that. That half-point hook really screwed us. A 2-point hook. It really hurts, but Texans played well. The Colts just wouldn't go away. Damn Anthony Richardson, so that's an L. And we lose the Rams and Lions game. Rams +3.5. We were in it the entire time, and then once I saw the overtime come up, and that, the Lions won the toss, I knew it was over. I was praying that they would just get a field goal and they would stop the Rams, but of course, didn't end up that way, and the Lions win by 6. So, a very disappointing start. 1-2 is not the way I want to start, and I will get better, and let's move on to week 2. So, you guys can chime in if you guys want. It's up to you, but game 1, right? I'm taking the New York Football Giants at the Commanders. Giants plus 1.5. So you know me. I like breaking down stats, player positions, right? That's the stats for this game. The stats for this game all lean towards the Commanders, right? We got Daniel Jones, Jaden Daniels by a mile, even though, it's not hard to do because Jones is terrible. Wide receiver, we got Neighbors on the Giants, Wandell also versus Terry McLaurin and Luke McCaffrey. I give the edge to the Commanders. Running backs, Devin Singletary on the Giants, B-Rob on the Commanders. Again, Commanders. It's just never ending. Dable and Dan Quinn. I'd argue Dan Quinn. I would say it's a push, personally. Dable had flashes, but he's kind of losing my trust and the team's trust. Dan Quinn's a great defensive-minded coach, and he's done well in Dallas, and I think he'll do well in Washington. So my fun fact for this one is Commanders have lost 9 straight games. That's not a typo. 9 straight games. And the Giants are only going to FedEx Field, who doesn't have the crowd presence as much as other stadiums. So I think that the home field advantage won't play a big factor there. And you're giving me 1.5 points. Dable, Daniel Jones, their jobs are on the line. They're in desperation mode. And when Daniel Jones is in the corner, I think he might bounce back just for 1 week. And that's it. What do you guys think?
I think you're nuts.
Okay, I'm nuts. I knew it. I knew I'm nuts with my stat sheet.
I'm sorry,
So I'm nuts.
Petey. I'm sorry,
I'm
Petey. I mean, I could see it happening. Yeah, sure, anything can happen. But, I mean...
Yeah, I could get
this is
shot with a meteorite.
This is a really tight one. I mean,
No.
this should be in a hot take. Like, this should be
This
somewhere
is the
really hot.
hottest take, I think. Nah, it's not hotter than Eric's stuff, but this is the hottest take you've ever said. This is rough.
This is numbers versus human nature. Stats versus feelings.
I mean, if
Fair.
it's 1 point difference, sure. But, like... I'm sorry. I just don't see it for the Giants.
The Giants just look so
Oh no, trust me, I watched the
bad.
entire game in detail, but I just have a feeling something in my plums.
You know what? I'm gonna throw $5 on this. What's the over under? It's 132.
30 something.
It's 132. Not the over under, the line.
It's plus 102 for the Giants.
What is the over under of the game though? Like 32? What is it?
44.
44?
But 9 straight. The Commanders lost 9 straight.
That's a pretty big over under
you
for
know what?
Washington versus Giants.
It is. I agree. Under is a good play. So
I'm
Maybe
very
you're
scared.
right. Maybe you're
I
right,
got
Pete.
Giants
Maybe you're
13, Commanders 10. That's what I got.
So you think nothing's gonna happen this game?
I think
All right.
nothing's gonna happen.
Okay, here's where I just can't get behind it because I just think the Giants defense is so bad. Jaden Daniels doesn't have to be good to win this game. He just has to be average. He's got to run a little bit, check it down to Eckler or whatever the hell he's going to do. And I don't know. God, this one's scary.
Here's another twist. I wouldn't be shocked if Drew Lock comes in mid-game.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't
We'll
be
be
shocked.
talking something different then. I think Drew Lock's going to look good.
Yeah, Drew Lock's a much better quarterback than the Giants.
My
Giants are just
God.
swallowing their pride, and because they don't want to waste $160
I don't
million on
think
this
they're going to
terrible
swallow
quarterback.
their pride during game 2, man. I think they're going to
No.
push it at least till 4 or 5.
I don't think so. I'm hearing a lot of rumbling. So something's got to
Alright.
give. So that's my first pick. I know it's one of the spicier ones, but
I need a
hey,
Pepto.
Yeah, I was just about to
I'll
say,
talk to you
Tylenol.
on Sunday night. For my second pick, I have the Jets minus 3.5 at the Titans. So, quarterback battle. We have Aaron Rodgers versus Will Levis. Will Levis lost that game for the Titans. I don't trust him at all.
Jets at Patriots.
I think Aaron Rodgers had a decent game against the hard team last week. I think he bounces back significantly against this Titans team. Wide receivers, we have Garrett Wilson and Lazard versus
you were
Calvin
right.
Ridley
Hold on.
and D-Hop.
It is Jets.
Now,
it is
this
Jets
was
Titans.
D-Hop
You're right.
10 years ago, I would
It's Jets
be,
Titans.
heavily
Tennessee.
leaning towards the Titans here. But it's not. So I'd call it a wash. I think Garrett Wilson kind of balances it out.
Yeah, it's
he looks
Tennessee.
really good. I think he has a good chemistry with Aaron Rodgers. The running backs, we have Breece Hall
Levis.
versus Pollard. And if you're basing it off of week 1, you would go with Pollard. But we're not basing it off of week 1. Breece Hall had a tough matchup. I think Breece Hall bounces back, gets a tud, and, lean towards Breece Hall. Coaches, so I don't like Salah. I just don't like him. Not my favorite.
Ridley.
But Brian Callahan had a bad week 1. He blew the game, letting Will Levis throw those picks. So, yeah, it's a slight, tiny lead towards Salah. Fun fact, Titans have failed to cover in their home opener for the last 4 out of 5 home openers. So, we're looking to make it 5 against the Titans.
100% with you on
I
this one.
agree.
I think the Jets make a comeback here.
Yep, I think
This is going to be an easy matchup compared to the Niners. And I know I sound like the
Yep.
Niners fan right now, but it's true. This is a much easier matchup for the Jets. I think Garrett Wilson breaks out a little bit here. I think Breece has himself a good game. Jets defense will swallow up the Titans offense a lot better. I agree.
100%. So I got Jets 27, Titans 13. And my last and final pick, this one's personal. Falcons at Eagles. Eagles minus 6.5. Give me the Eagles, giving the points. Quarterback, Kirk Cousins looked pretty shaky his first week. Jalen Hurts also looked shaky, but one got the win and one didn't. So, lean towards Hurts. Wide receivers, we got Drake London on the Falcons, and we got Mooney. Really kind of nothing burgers. Don't really like them that much. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith on the Eagles. Heavy lean towards the Eagles in that spot. Not even close. Running backs, we got Bijan Robinson and Barkley. I would say that's a wash. And I think they're both solid running backs. No edge either way. Head coach, Sirianni versus Raheem Morris. I can't stand looking at Sirianni's face. And Raheem Morris hasn't proved much to me being a head coach. So I'll say it's a wash. I'll say it's whatever. So, fun fact, head-to-head, the Eagles have won the last 4 out of 5 games versus the Falcons. Now, the reason why I like the Eagles so much is because, and it's in prime time, Kirk Cousins crumbles at Lincoln Financial Field, especially during prime time. Remember that one game they had last year? It just got demolished. And Kirk Cousins crumbles under pressure, We've seen it against the Steelers last week. TJ Watt had a field day. And I expect the Eagles to blitz early and often and rattle Cousins. So I'm taking the Eagles 31 and the Falcons 10.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Falcons are going to take a couple of weeks to get together and figure their stuff out, man. And the Eagles just have a better team.
Yep.
So
Swallow
I'm
those
with you
points.
there. All right, cool. Another PD picks down. We'll see how we do.
Hopefully better
sure you
than
guys-
last time.
Make sure you guys get your money in
Like it.
and bet it all and have fun with that.
I like
All
it.
right. Let's finish her up, boys. Week 2 preview. Let's see what we got.
Matchups of the week.
All right. First game, Thursday. Bills in Miami. The Dolphins are favored. And the over-under is 48.5. So, what do we think here?
Bills.
That's a tough one.
I think Dolphins because they're home.
I think Dolphins.
I think
I
Dolphins.
agree.
Doesn't
I think Dolphins.
Josh Allen do really good against the Dolphins every time he plays?
Yeah, but this is so Josh Allen had to put the team on his literal back to win last week. I don't think he can. The Dolphins' offense is so high octane that they're going to pull away enough that I don't think he can just do that. I think other players are going to have to show up. And unless they don't, I don't see how they win this game. I think Josh and Cook are a safe start. I think everybody in Miami is a safe. Well, okay, Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, whatever running back starts is probably a good play because even Jeff Wilson's a good running back. So if Jeff Wilson, if he's starting and you kind of got screwed by not having Achane or Mostert, Jeff Wilson's a good start.
Let me just say something. Against Miami, Josh Allen, last year, week 4, he was the number 1 quarterback, threw 21 completions, 320 yards, 4 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Right? Then he versed them week 18, number 4 quarterback, threw for 2 touchdowns, 359 yards. Then in the divisional round, he threw for 3 touchdowns, 352 yards. I think Josh Allen's going to have a field day in Miami. I just see it. They might not cover the spread. I don't even remember what the spread is, but I think
Minus
Bills are winning.
2.5.
Maybe they will. I don't know. It's going to be a good game either way because they are at the at Dolphins Stadium, like you said. But I mean,
and the Bills' defense is abysmal.
Yep. Yeah. Dolphins should have this one pretty easily, I think.
I'm with Jimmy.
I mean, they're only minus 122 right now, but I just that might be one that I bet heavy on. I just think the Dolphins take this one.
Yep.
It's going either
way.
All
right. Game 2, 49ers go to Minnesota, play the Vikings. Niners are minus 270, over-under is 45.5. This is a no-brainer for me. I'm taking the Niners. It's not even close.
Stop. It's close. It's close. It is. It's
not.
at Minnesota.
Okay, fine.
It's not at your home comfy field playing old man Rodgers. You're playing a young, spry Sam Darnold. Give me the 49ers.
I'm going 49ers this one, but I think it's going to be closer than people expect.
It'll be close. If this was a spread, give me the Vikings.
I'm starting everybody Niners side. You can probably start Jeffy and be okay, but that's about it.
Aaron Jones? No.
Against that run defense, man. I mean, if you have Aaron Jones, you don't really have a choice yet. But if you have a choice, I'd go somewhere else if you can. All right, next one up. This one, the way the Patriots played, this one's a lot more of a toss-up than I would have anticipated like a week ago. Seahawks are going into New England to play the Patriots. The Hawks are minus 180, over-under is 37.5. This is a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. I don't know where I want to go here. So you guys go first.
The New England Patriots defense is pretty hot.
I just can't believe how well New England played.
I can't. I'm doing Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean they're a good defense, but I think DK Metcalf this week he's going to bounce back, and he's going to show them why he's the number 1 wide receiver on that team.
I'm going to go Seahawks if Walker plays.
I think even if Walker doesn't play,
Charbonnet.
I think they're going to...
Charbonnet is good.
Charbonnet.
I don't know.
I think the Bengals lost that game more than the Patriots won.
Exactly. They didn't have Higgins. Chase is rusty. He hasn't been playing. I think that connection was off. They limited his snaps, like we said. It's a big thing. Now they have 3 wide receivers in JSN, Lockett, and DK going against the Patriots. That's going to be a little harder to manage. And they might have a big head to Patriots coming into this game.
Yeah, I'm probably going Seahawks.
So everyone, Seahawks?
Yeah, I'm going to start. You're starting DK and Lockett. You're starting Kenny or Charbonnet. Either way. Ramondre is a good start. I think that's it, though.
I'm not going to start Lockett. You're going to start Lockett here?
Yeah. I would start Lockett here. I'd flex him.
Over under is 37.5.
I still flex him.
All right.
I'm not saying, like, if you have other options, you take him. But, like, if you could flex him, that's a pretty good flex.
Okay.
Okay, this is. I can't believe we're even gonna argue over this one. The next one is Giants going into Washington.
Let me just fill this in for you.
Oh, don't. Yeah, please. The Commanders are minus 132, which blows my mind that it's that close still. The over-under is 44.5. The Giants look like a peewee football team. There's no way. I'm not starting any Giants until I see better. I'm not starting Neighbors until I see better.
What?
I'm not doing it, dude.
You're not starting Neighbors if you pick them second, third round. You're not starting.
Oh, he didn't
okay,
go
hold
that
on.
high.
Let me
go that high.
Sure he did.
Yes, he did. If you have better or more reliable options, I will take that.
Yikes.
If you don't
disagree.
Okay, hold on. If you drafted bad and you don't have, not even bad. If you drafted and you don't have better wide receivers to start this week, then don't. But if you can fill in a Lockett, I'm doing it.
You're putting Lockett over Neighbors.
I'm so scared of Neighbors and the Giants.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Dude, Daniel Jones is so bad.
I wouldn't touch him in drafts.
If Neighbors could throw the ball to himself, I'd be safer.
So let's think about. Well, first off, I do think that Malik Neighbors did not go as high as round 2 or 3. I think he went in round 4 in most drafts. However, Malik Neighbors, like you said, Jimmy, the Giants are bad, so they're going to have to throw the ball. And when they're going to throw the ball, you think Wan'Dale Robinson is going to get that many targets every week? No.
Hell no.
Neighbors is going to get those targets. And like Pete said, what if they do put in Drew Lock?
I don't think they're doing that week 2.
If they do, I don't think so either. But even if they still don't, I think Neighbors is going to be better off.
I don't know, man.
I'd rather have Neighbors as like a wide receiver 3 and Lockett as like a flex.
I'm like terrible. I don't have Malik Neighbors anywhere actually, so I don't have to worry about it. But I'm so scared of the Giants offense or Giants in general.
I have no Giants players on any of my fantasy teams, so
I got Singletary in 1. All right.
Sucks.
Next one up. This one is a little bit easier, I think. Chargers are going into Carolina to play the Panthers. Chargers are minus 295. Over unders 38.5. Give me the Chargers because the Panthers look just as bad as the Giants. Panthers look terrible. Bryce Young looks bad.
And the Chargers don't look that bad. They don't look.
Chargers don't look that bad. Okay, we're comparing not that bad to awful. So yeah, I'm taking the Chargers. Not even close.
Yep.
You can. God, I'm trying to think who you can even start from these games though.
J.K. Dobbins.
I'm not starting any. Yeah, J.K. is a good one. You can start J.K. Lad, you could start. I'm not starting any Panther. Period. And I'm still not starting Justin Herbert.
No one's gonna touch Deontay Johnson this year, huh?
Nope.
No.
Poor guy.
No, I have him in Dynasty, and I don't know what the fuck to do.
Leggett looked pretty good, but
he looked okay.
I'd start Johnson as a flex if I needed to. If
you have to, yeah. But yeah, not much else to say there. That's just not gonna be. I'm not even watching that game. That's gonna be one of those. I gotta watch some stuff after the fact. Saints going to Dallas to play the Cowboys, and this is ridiculous. The Cowboys are minus 320. That's whoa.
Sounds about right to me.
Over under is 45.5. I don't, dude. The Saints look pretty damn good
against
for
the Panthers, against the kitty cats.
Yeah,
that is true. I don't know.
They're at Dallas too.
I'm gonna go Cowboys. I'm gonna go Cowboys. But I don't think it's minus 320. That seems to be a bit of a stretch right now.
You should be spicy. You should pick Saints.
Exactly.
Want to be a little spicy?
As far as starts,
it's Cowboys. They're at home. They're like 6.5
it's probably Cowboys
favorites. It's
more than that, right?
It's more. Yeah.
It's like
I'm starting Dak. I'm starting CD. I'm starting Kamara. I'm so scared of what to do with
Olave.
Olave. I feel like you have to. I don't think he's going to be silent. Zeke, you have to if you have him, just because. Cooks?
If you need to.
If you're desperate.
Yeah. But yeah, Cowboys for me.
Yep.
All right.
Easy.
Next one up, Colts Packers in Green Bay. If Jordan Love was going to play, this would be a very interesting game. But however, he's not, so Colts.
It's tough. This one's tough.
I don't think it is. The Colts are minus 180, over-unders 40.5. If without Jordan Love, this team's nothing.
I don't trust Richardson to win a game.
Wait, you trust?
I don't trust Malik Willis. Do not trust him either.
Right.
But I do trust the Packers organization more than the Colts organization. The GM's a drunk. I think it's his GM. I don't know what's his.
I'm taking the Colts, man. You can start Richardson here. You can start Taylor. You can start Pittman. I think.
If you draft Pittman, you're gonna start him.
Mm-hmm. You're not.
Packers.
Are you really?
I'm very much torn as well because they are at home, but Malik Willis scares the living hell out of me.
Bad.
And that's the one thing that I'm not sure what's going to happen. But I agree with Pete. The organization knows how to use their young weapons. They have two really good tight ends that people don't really pay too much attention to, Musgrave and Tucker Kraft, as well as they have that weapon of a hell of a weapon, Reed, where he can move all over the field. And, I don't think they're going to have a lot of really great throws from Malik Willis, but that defense in Green Bay is not terrible either.
I don't know. I think the Colts show up. This one's not that hard for me. It really isn't. Without Jordan Love, it's.
I'm going Packers.
Wow.
Malik Willis did not get a fair shake.
Yeah. Yeah, that one game, that one snap, right?
Yeah, he get a couple snaps like in last game.
Give me Packers.
That's that point. See, we have a little spice over here.
That's a scary spice.
I like the Packers because, like Pete said, the organization is completely different. And like
spice.
you said, Richardson's going to produce.
What's that drunk guy's name on the Colts? Who's the GM?
I don't
know who you're talking about right now.
Jim Irsay.
Oh, yeah. No,
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You trust him?
That makes sense.
No,
but he's not coaching the team right now.
Yeah, but look, he's drunk right now, probably.
It's probably 100%.
Next.
All right, next is Browns Jags. Jags minus 178, over-unders 41.5.
This is tough.
I'm taking the Jaguars, man.
You're so vanilla. Have you picked one underdog yet?
This has nothing to do with underdog.
No, you have not.
This has everything to do with the fact that Deshaun Watson sucks. And now he's under another lawsuit, so he's not at practice right now. He's worried about if he's going to go to jail.
I'm going with the Browns. I think I'm going with the Browns.
I'm going
Eric, you riding with me?
No, I'm not, Petey. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Pete. I like the wide receivers at Jacksonville.
Oh, I'll give you a not vanilla one.
I'm not saying that. I don't pick a lot of vanilla picks. I don't.
You're better than Mr. Vanilla over here, Mr.
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'm looking down the line right now.
But I really think that Trevor Lawrence might show up this game compared to how, he did the last. Gabe Davis, he might do better. Cleveland didn't do great against the pass last time, did they?
No.
Don't remember.
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Not at all. That's also CD.
That's why I think they'll do better with the Jags. The Jags will do better against the Browns defense than they did recently.
No, we shall see.
So you guys get Jags.
This is not the not vanilla one. This is not the not vanilla one. Jets are going to beat the Titans. Jets going to Tennessee. Jets are minus 165, over under 40.5. This is Jets. I think they rebound from the Niners. This is a much easier game for them. I think they can keep up a lot better. It's just, this one's not too bad. You're starting Brees. You're starting Wilson.
How is that not vanilla?
This one is vanilla. I said this one is definitely
I was just going to say.
Yeah.
No, this one's easy vanilla.
Yeah.
But it's because you're not taking the Titans here.
No.
Nope.
No, you have to go Jets. You have Aaron Rodgers. He's pissed. He needs to show up. He's going to show up
right.
again.
Is this it?
Bucks are going to Detroit to play the Lions. Lions are minus 320. Over-unders 51.5. Taking the Bucks.
There it is. There's a little bit of spice.
I'm doing it, dude. I don't love how Jared Goff played, and I really like how the Bucks offense looked.
No.
Yeah.
So
they did look good. I mean, both teams really looked good in week 1.
Yeah, I'm doing it, man. The only thing I'm scared of. The only thing I'm scared of is if the Bucks can stop the running back duo, because Jesus,
it's going to be very close. I think the game, but I'm leaning towards at home for the Lions. And I know it's vanilla, but it's not that vanilla because the game's gonna be closer than people think. Even though the Lions are minus 320, it's gonna be a closer game. Well, the over/under is 51 points, right? So
it's gonna be a shootout. They're banking on a shootout. You're starting Evans. You're starting Godwin. You're starting. I don't know if you're starting Baker. You're starting Baker if you like really sold the quarterback position in your drafts. Amon-Ra, start. Gibbs and Monty, start. Are you starting Jameson Williams?
Yes.
I'm scared.
Yep, I agree. I'm starting him.
So that'll be a fun one. That's going to be one to watch, I think.
It has over written all over this game.
Just a shootout. The defenses, yeah, I agree with you.
Mike
all right,
Evans,
next up.
Godwin, gonna be great.
Next one's boring.
This one's boring as hell. Raiders, Ravens. Ravens are minus 500. Over/under 41.5. You're taking the Ravens. We're not wasting our time here. You're not starting any Raiders. If you maybe Devontae. But if you have any other option, don't start Devontae. But against this defense, man.
No. Flex-worthy start.
Yeah. And hopefully you have a better flex than that. Ravens, you're starting all of them.
100%.
This should be a slaughter.
Yep, Ravens across the board.
Yep. We'll move right on. Rams are going to Arizona to play the Cardinals.
Wait. Who are you starting? Mark Andrews? Is it likely? What are we doing with
Andrews.
that?
You're starting Mark Andrews still. You can't move on to likely yet. If you want to
put
likely on your bench.
If you do not have another tight end, are you streaming likely? Are you going to put out Fab?
Let me put it this way. If you have Njoku hurt, you pick up likely and start him.
Agreed.
But how much Fab would you put on for likely?
In what situation? Like, do you need
$100
tight end?
Fab and you need a tight end?
You lost like Njoku or something.
Yeah.
$5.
Nah, I probably like 15, $20.
I'd do 5 for a backup tight
I'd
end.
go up to like almost 20, 30.
That's your prerogative.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wouldn't go crazy on
week 2 tight end.
I would. God, I don't want to say this out loud.
Mark Andrews is not hurt.
Pete, please stop me. I would almost put. I would let everyone go crazy on likely, and I'd almost put in like $10, $15 on Parkinson.
Oh my God.
Only because Mark Andrews is there.
You're letting Eric infect
Higbee
you.
will not be back.
That's what I want to hear.
Shut up,
No,
Eric.
don't do it. Don't do it to yourself.
All right.
No, it's true though. You should pick up Parkinson's as well if you need a tight end.
If you need a tight end, you put in for both of them. See which one you get.
A lot cheaper option than likely.
Moving on, please. We got Rams going to Arizona. They're playing the Cardinals minus 120. Over/under 49.5. I got it.
Tough one.
I'm gonna take the Rams.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the Rams because they looked to me like a more complete team than the Cardinals. The Cardinals looked like they were still trying to figure out what they wanted to do. The Rams looked like they knew what they wanted to do, and then they just screwed up.
I'm going Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going Cardinals. I just have a feeling.
I mean, it could be too, because they could have had that little thing with Marvin. Now they're gonna be like, no, we have to use this guy. We drafted him. We have to use him.
Yeah,
and then
I think James Conner's gonna have a day too.
He might. But so could Kyron. This is a very even matchup. If Marvin Harrison gets used, this is a very even matchup.
Think how Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery just got through the Rams, right? They did pretty damn good as running backs in the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
Rams without Aaron Donald, they looked decent as a defense, but I think James Conner and then Marvin Harrison,
they held the
and
Lions
then
up.
the Trey McBride, Michael
Rams
Wilson.
defense
got
really bad against the run.
They didn't look that great. They looked good, but not great. And I think the Cards are going to
terrible.
get it.
Yeah, but Connor's not as good as Gibbs, Monty. I don't know.
He's good receiving back, but yeah, not.
He is
great
good
receiving
receiving
back.
back. I really think this is like a pretty. If you split hairs, you got Cooper Kupp, Marvin Harrison, take Cooper Kupp. You got Gibbs and Connor, you're taking Gibbs.
No. There's no Gibbs here.
I'm sorry, you're right.
There's
Kyron
Williams.
and Connor, you're taking Kyron.
Yep.
No. Not this game.
I am.
Not this game.
Quarterbacks, Stafford, Kyler. You're gonna take Kyler, I think, but
How about your boy Trey McBride?
Yeah. And what about the second wide receivers on the team?
Corn fed.
I would take Trey McBride so fast. It's not even funny.
There we go.
Funny.
Change yours to Cards. We know what's going to happen. Let's
Change.
move on.
You can change it.
Parkinson?
You can change it.
No.
All right,
Rams.
let's move on to the next
Let's
game.
move on.
Bengals, Chiefs. Chiefs are minus 270. Over-unders 47.5. Bengals need to do something for me to ever pick them in anything at this point. So Chiefs, and it pains me.
I'm being spicy and I'm going Bengals.
Wow.
Yuck.
I am.
Yuck, yuck, yuck.
I think
Usually I would
if you
agree
hit-
with you because the Bengals are the chief killer, usually, but not here. Not this Bengals
I don't
team.
think this time.
I
Maybe
think-
next time.
I think week 1, they have a chip on their shoulder. They need to prove that they are not the way they were week 1. And they're going to go out there with a nice T. Higgins, warmed up Chase, and they're going to show up. They're going to show up.
I mean, they have to.
They have
Something's
to,
got to
yeah.
happen here.
1,000%.
But yeah, it's still the Chiefs, man. And
I don't like betting against Mahomes, so this is very hard for me. But I'm saying I never do it. That's why I'm not putting any money against Mahomes on this game. Let me be very
Right.
clear about that. But for the sake of this question stuff, I'm already in a hot lead from week 1. I'm going to be spicy. I'm picking Bengals.
There you go.
you're starting Higgins, you're starting Chase, you're starting Burrow, you're starting Mahomes, Kelsey. What Chiefs wide receiver are you starting?
Rice.
Right? Okay.
We also don't know how Marquise Brown is going to come in and affect the target share.
He's not, at least for 3-4 weeks, but I still think this is Rice's wide receiver room.
You don't think Brown's going to start in
starting?
the next? You don't think Brown's going to start in the next 3 to 4 weeks?
He'll start like week 3 or 4.
We'll see. I don't know how it's going to be when he comes in.
I don't think it's going to matter. He didn't matter on the Cardinals. He hasn't mattered in a very long time.
That was Kyler Murray we're talking about.
I don't care.
We're talking about Patrick Mahomes.
He didn't really matter with Lamar either. Let's be honest.
I'm still going Bengals. Let's move on.
So that's fine.
All right.
Ooh.
Next up, Steelers, Broncos. Steelers are minus 162. Over under 36.5. Broncos are awful. Bo Nix didn't look good, so Steelers.
Ooh, I disagree.
Whoa.
I think Broncos at home. Sean Payton. I just don't like Justin Fields. I just
No,
don't
I don't
like
either,
him.
but Bo Nix looked bad.
He looked bad. But it's his first game as a rookie. Give him a break.
Second
Against the
game as a
Steelers
rookie.
defense? You're going to give him a break
Right.
against the Steelers
You're gonna
defense?
put
No
TJ
way.
in his face.
And then
TJ's
on
gonna
top of that,
eat him alive.
I personally don't think that Fields is going to start this game. If Russell Wilson is healthy and he does not start this game, what the hell are you doing?
Nah, Russ is going to take one more, I think, but
But come on, against your old team?
I don't know that it matters.
Oh,
It
I
does
just-
not matter.
TJ
This is what I want to see.
face.
Those are the kind of games I want to see.
I'm already regretting this decision. I'm having nightmares of TJ Watt just sacking Bo Nix and saying, "Pete, I told you,
Three,
I told you, you
four
should have picked me."
times.
You know what? I'm changing my vote back. Sorry, guys. You guys.
If it wasn't for
convinced me.
TJ Watt,
Yeah, I agree.
all right.
Yeah, it's even hard to start like Javante or anyone like
Well,
that,
Javonte
or
sucks.
Sutton or anybody
So
like
I'm
that.
assuming you're going Steelers, Eric.
Oh yeah, I already wrote it down.
Oh, did you?
Okay.
Oh, it's just delayed. Okay.
All right. Next, we have Bears Texans. Texans are minus 275. Over under 45.5. This is not hard. This should not be a hard pick. This is the Texans. The Bears did not look good. Caleb didn't look good. And the Texans looked real good. And I don't think it changes.
Something's telling me I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
It'll be close.
Man.
I won the spread. It's probably, 6.5, 7? If it was +7, I would take the Bears. But money line, yeah, give me the Texans.
All right.
We hope it's a close game because we do want to see Caleb Williams be Caleb Williams. We want to see him
Sunday night too.
Yeah, it's a primetime game, right? So we want to see Caleb be Caleb. We want it to be close, but I just think that, Stroud's going to say, I'm on top here.
Yeah,
this is my league. This
it's
new
also
guy can't get
in
there.
Houston, so
Yep.
Yeah. You're
fresh
starting
off a
every
win,
Texans. Yeah. You're
And
starting
the defense
every
is not
Texans
that
offensive
bad.
player.
Texans defense
No.
ain't that bad.
No, they'll be fine.
Underrated. Under the radar.
So, yeah, you're starting every Texans offensive player. You're starting DJ.
Of course. Especially with Rome and Keenan Allen out. Maybe.
Right. Even if they're not out, they're a little bit banged up. So you're starting DJ. That's kind of it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Monday Night Football, Falcons, Eagles. I really hope the Falcons turn up here because this is going to be a bloodbath if they don't,
this
man.
Ain't it. This is not it.
Eagles are minus 330, over under 47.5. Eagles will win this game. I just really, really hope it's not a blowout on Monday Night Football.
I am taking the Falcons as the spiciest pick this week.
Disgusting.
I think, like you said, Pete, it's going to be hard for Kirk Cousins to break that spell in primetime. But maybe that was because he was a Vikings when he played in primetime. Now that he's in the Falcons offense, maybe I switches things up. Maybe the coach is broken right now.
Maybe
we'll see.
He downgraded from Justin Jefferson to Drake London. He'll play better.
We will see how it works out.
Yeah.
But I have still faith in you, Drake. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan. Show me I'm right. Show me. Come on.
Terrible pick.
I hate it. I hope it's a better game than I think it's going to be, but I think this is just going to be a blowout. I think Barkley runs them over. Bijan's going to be good, but Drake London and Kyle Pitts look bad. AJ's going to have a good game.
It might be. It might be like that, but we will see.
But that is it, man.
Damn.
What a video!
Got anything else? Are we
I
calling that a
have
week?
one more thing.
The
week 1 pick records. I'm in third with 11-5. Bad week. Jimmy's in second with 12-14, and Mr. Eric Snyder, 14-2. Have a day.
Chargers.
Have a day, Eric Snyder.
That was pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good.
Yeah, so 11-5, 12-4, and what is Eric?
14-2.
14-2.
Again, this is just picking money line, so it's still really impressive, though. So yeah,
that ain't bad. It's a good start. It's a good start.
Excellent.
The damn Bengals and the damn who was it?
Not
Patriots?
a single person bet on the Patriots.
Nope.
Who was it? The Patriots and I forgot who the other one was that screwed me.
Oh, I don't know. Off the top of my head, I have
It's
no
right there.
idea.
Week 1 is right there.
Yeah, I don't know who I messed. Who else I messed up.
Whatever.
Interesting.
Either way.
Yep.
Good though.
All right. So I guess that's all we got for this week, man. This is a little longer of an episode.
Oh my God.
When we get to bye weeks, they'll shorten up a bit, but it's just kind of is what it is for now. It's all right.
Yep.
So hopefully everybody enjoyed. Make sure if you do, you follow, subscribe, check out all the social media platforms we got. We do have a little bit of merch that we're going to be dropping. The hats and the mugs are on the way, so stay tuned for that. And I think that's going to be it, man. So as long as you guys are good, I'm going to call that a week.
Yep, that's
So
it.
listening. Good luck, guys. Good luck in your parlays. Good luck in your picks. Good luck in your leagues. Week 2. Let's go.
Yep. All right. Oh, good luck week 2, guys. Catch you next week. See ya.
Thanks for watching the Banter Blitz Podcast. Tune in next week for more nonsense.